When you think about the tomato, you probably think about it in your burger, in ketchup, or maybe even jollof rice. But I bet you didn't know it could revolutionize the way you spend your time, and maybe even your life. How, you ask? Via the Pomodoro technique. So the Pomodoro technique was a technique developed by Francesco Cirillo in the late 80s while he was at university. And it basically consists of working on a specific task for 25 minutes, then taking a 5-minute break, and then repeating the process until a particular task is done. It's incredibly effective, something that I use virtually every day, and it's something that's completely changed the way I work. As mentioned before, it was based on his kitchen timer that he used to use, which was a tomato. And Pomodoro is actually Italian for tomato. Now, during a Pomodoro, you have 25 minutes of completely focused work, followed by a short break, which is normally about 5 minutes. And then you repeat the cycle until the task is complete. And with revision time coming, this is the perfect technique you can use to get your work done. But why does it work? Number one, our attention is focused on one thing. So often when we're working on things, we tend to divide our attention. So this might mean multiple tabs open, this might mean you're working on something else, or this might mean you're watching something else while you're working. But Pomodoro technique causes you to just focus on one thing and actually decrease the time you take to get that thing done, because you're applying all of your attention, which is a finite resource, into one thing. Secondly, it prevents mental fatigue. Often the thing stopping us from getting a task done is we anticipate that it's going to take a very long time to complete. But the Pomodoro is a fantastic compromise because you only have to give 25 minutes, which isn't a lot of time. So if I have a task that I need to be completed and I'm gonna just start with just 25 minutes, as opposed to I need to complete this essay or I need to revise, which could take hours at a time, I'm always gonna choose the 25 minutes. So it makes it easier in my mind to reconcile starting something if I just have to spend 25 minutes. It takes the emphasis away from your willpower, which, let's face it, can be a finite resource. So once a Pomodoro timer is actually started, it can't be stopped until the 25 minutes is complete. So if you don't complete it, it doesn't count. So you have to squash the tomato and start again. Number 4, it prevents you wasting time. So you can allocate a specific number of Pomodoros, or maybe even just one, to a task, and evaluate where you are at the end of that Pomodoro. For example, if you're stuck on a math problem, instead of spending ages on it, you can say, I'm just going to spend 1 Pomodoro on it. And after that, if I still don't understand it, it's maybe time to seek help, ask my teacher or a friend or anybody else that can help. So along with this, the technique has lots of hidden benefits. For example, it increases your attention span. I can be restricted to just 25 minutes once I become immersed in a project, and that's the state that you really want to arrive at when you're revising, when you're creating, when you're planning. This idea of flow state. What flow state is the mental state of operation in which a person performing an activity is fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, full involvement, and enjoyment of the activity. This is the best state of mind to be in when you're revising, when you're creating, when you're planning, because these are when you create your best pieces of work. And a Pomodoro basically provides a kickstart for you to get into this state and stay in it longer. And the more you do it, the more quickly you'll be able to get to this flow state and maintain it. Another benefit of the technique is that it allows you to accurately predict tasks. The more you do it, the more you will be able to assign a specific amount of Pomodoros to a specific task. And this makes planning much easier, which also reduces anxiety on tasks, because you know how much time you have, how long on average a task takes, and you can marry the two together to get your work done more efficiently and more quickly, which in the long term saves time and energy. It's completely revolutionized the way I work, because I've always been quite ambitious, so always had to really juggle quite a lot. So I use the Pomodoro technique to subdivide my time between running a business, which is subdivided into many different categories, serving in ministry, and also having a social life. You'll be amazed at what you can get done in about 8 Pomodoros, which is 4 hours of intense focus, compared to if you just spent 4 hours normally. The difference is major. So my advice would be to start small with just 1 Pomodoro, 1 25-minute period. Set yourself a target, see how much you get done. You may not take to it at first, but the more you keep on trying, the more easier it will become, and you'll be amazed at what you're able to achieve. So let me know how you get on in the comments. If you have any other questions, please do email me. And do you have any other uses for the techniques? I would love to know. I'd love to connect with you. Please do see the links on the screen if you'd like more information about Sam Tutoring and what we do. If you'd like to book me to speak at your school or your event, please see the links in the description. And also, please do give me suggestions on the types of videos you would like to see on this channel. That's all for today, and I will see you next time. Thanks.